It's no secret that I have a special love in my heart for the BAIC brand, but also for the B30. Now, this isn't the first one I've reviewed. I've been to all the launches and I've experienced most of them, but I want to talk to you guys about this one. This is the standard petrol non-hybrid variant, and I think it's the one that most people will go for. Now, although the B30 is full of some quirks, it is really overall quite an impressive car. From things like this awesome picnic table, which is also your parcel shelf, to this beautiful boxy design. This thing has a lot to offer, but also a lot to love. One of the biggest reasons I like the BAIC brand is because of the driving dynamics. Even in something this boxy, it still drives and handles like something much smaller and much tauter. And I believe the driving dynamics come down to the fact that they have a massive 2-decade-long partnership with Mercedes-Benz in China. You can kind of tell that there is a partnership because of some of the switchgear inside giving Mercedes. And yes, I think maybe that's also one of the reasons why I think it's such a well-rounded product, because they have that partnership. Another thing that I feel future BAIC customers should know is that yes, this B30 will now be built in South Africa because they've got a new plant in Kiberga, which is kind of the place where they're going to be producing the B30, the X55 Plus, and also the B40 Plus. And lastly, another important thing to note before looking at a B30 is that yes, this car comes with a 7-year service plan, 90,000 kilometers, and a 7-year, 200,000 kilometer warranty. And that is quite impressive when you know that BAIC hasn't ever had any recalls or any big problems in South Africa. Their cars have been rock solid and well loved. Now let's talk about the specs, details, and the looks. Let's start with pricing, because the B30 starts from just 520,000 Rand. This super large, luxurious SUV. Now that will be a 1.5-litre turbo motor, 4-cylinder. The engine has 138 kilowatts of power, 305 newton-meters of torque, but most impressively, it comes standard with a 7-speed double-clutch transmission. The looks are what sets it apart though, because it's giving quite Defender, but it's also giving luxury American big SUV. These gorgeous big headlights are giving Land Rover Defender, and actually I have a friend at work that thought I got a Land Rover Defender as a press vehicle when I rocked up in this. So yes, quite gorgeous, and I love that it extends across the grille and has this whole long LED light bar effect across the front of the B30. Now yes, this is a top spec model, but the top spec version of the standard 1.5 turbo does come with these gorgeous and beautiful 19-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. Love the look of them. On the side of the car you have these LEDs that light up in your wheel arches, giving it a stronger presence at night. I really do like that. But yes, even on the base Elite model you still get nice features like the 360-degree camera system and side steps. The interior, however, that's where it's at. And like I mentioned, yes, it is giving Mercedes in some way or another. And I think it's because of all the plush leather materials. I love this brushed aluminum trims, this wonderful shifter over here for your driving modes, the big cup holders with rubberized little spots at the bottom. I also love this beautifully crafted gear selector. It is absolutely gorgeous and it feels so robust. You have a nice big starter button, a wireless charger, some more rugged trims here on the dash, this big infotainment screen, and yes, such a lovely leather-wrapped steering wheel. Love it. I think it is important to note, however, that plenty of features come as standard on the Elite model, like the wireless charger, the 14.6-inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also get a fabulous 10.25-inch digital cluster. It is so crystal clear and gorgeous. As standard, you also get level 2 ADAS systems, so plenty of safety tech on board, and cruise control. Now, in the past, I have mentioned how the standard sound system is absolutely fantastic. You just have to play around with the settings, but other than that, it really is a phenomenal standard sound system, so you don't really have to feel like you're compromising on sound if you go for the entry-level Elite model. Where this interior gives Mercedes would definitely have to be with these luscious leather seats with some perforations. They're heated and ventilated with some nice stitching. All of the nice materials on the dash, how solid everything feels. I love that you have some soft touch materials on top of the dash too, a heated steering wheel in the higher trim levels that is absolutely fabulous, a big leather wrapped armrest that does split open and it has some nice decent storage and cooling, lovely switchgear all around, everything feels so nice and premium. And then in the top spec, the beautiful big panoramic glass sunroof. One thing I feel does need to be mentioned, however, and it is one of the slight things that annoys me a bit, but it's not the end of the world, I would say it's that the infotainment system is a bit slow to respond and a bit laggy. But it is something they can fix in an update. I have mentioned this before because it's not an Achilles heel by any means. It's just something that I have noticed that would be nice if they updated it a bit maybe, but the rest of the interior and the cabin is well sorted, well thought out, and honestly amazing. But like I said, the driving dynamics in the standard B30 is just as impressive as in the hybrid. It does feel light on its feet. It is two-wheel drive, however, so there is that to consider. It's not four-wheel drive. But how it handles, it is so dynamic for something of this size. And the engine doesn't feel underpowered. The transmission is so well sorted and tuned, especially for this engine. And yes, the engine doesn't sound noisy under load, you know, it sounds very robust, solid, and punchy and powerful. And that's kind of what you want, because this thing feels big. It is such a nice family vehicle. Now, I say it's such a nice family vehicle because of the sheer space inside this car. I talked about it in the hybrid as well, but I like that it has a flat footwell. I like that you get decent sized seat pockets, 2 lovely aircon vents down there. Only 1 charging point, however, but it is a nice big usable space. You get plenty of space in terms of headroom, and yes, your knees will not touch even with this in my driving position, and I'm 6 foot tall. When seated behind myself, you can see there's still plenty of space, and yes, so much headroom, and oh, I just love the views from this panoramic sunroof. So cool. These seats can fold flat, but you also get a central armrest with cup holders. I like that you get an electric tailgate with so much space, an extra carpet with some BAIC branding to protect this. There is some underfloor storage, and then, like I mentioned, this tray or parcel shelf is also a picnic table. This thing is so well put together and well thought out. It is hard, however, for people to choose what SUV will be their next one, because especially in the Chinese vehicle market that we have in South Africa, you can get a lot of vehicle from a lot of brands for 500,000 Rand. So for this coming in at just over 500,000 Rand, I think its benefit is definitely interior space, quality, and driving dynamics. I also think it looks really good, but it could divide some opinions because it might not be for everyone. So in that regard, I think it is such a great offering from such a great brand for such a great price. And it's definitely something that you should shortlist. I would say go right ahead and buy, but I think because there's so much on offer, shortlist it. Overall, I don't really have any complaints about the B30 range. Maybe the infotainment system can be a bit laggy, but overall, it's such a great product for such a great price, and I really think it's worth your money and consideration.